Alex Kangaroo. So that was a question via Twitter from Ben Boyd, and also via Twitter, Alex Kangaroo asked, is there a big problem in Germany where large traditional clubs waste all their potential and get swept by small local sides? Feels like the Bundesliga is swarmed by small teams that don't generate much excitement for anyone. Could it hurt the product in the long run?
Well, this is the dwarfification debate that we had a little bit earlier. I don't think it hurts to have Heidenheim in the league as such. And I think the balance at the moment is okay. It was worse. We had, at one time, it felt like there was Augsburg, Ingolstadt, Hoffenheim. There were too many of those teams. I think now it seems okay-ish. But of course, a league with Schalke, a league with Hamburg, a league with Hertha would create more excitement. There's no doubt about it. These are teams that have huge fan bases. They have tradition. They have stadiums. They have away supporters that show up, that you don't have to greet, a handshake each person when they arrive. But that's the situation. I think we have to be careful because, of course, for those clubs and the fans involved, this is amazing, and we shouldn't be too snobbish and say to them, you know what, you little clubs, you don't belong, you're ruining our product. We only want the big teams. But of course, you should have a nice balance, and perhaps next year it's tilting a little bit towards the smaller teams again. But I hope that it's only a temporary thing with big teams coming up, preferably next season, both Schalke and Hamburg, and ideally Hertha as well, even though I think Hertha probably will have a really hard time going up next season with all the problems that they have financially. You'd actually hope that they don't go down further into Bundesliga 3 or below, the way things are going for them.
I wouldn't like to talk about ruining the product because still the Bundesliga is a sporting competition, and they came there because they were actually really good in working on the sporting side of things, and they weren't lucky. They didn't have the huge benefactor behind them who bought them in the Bundesliga. They really they managed to do a fantastic job. So they belong to the Bundesliga, and I think we will see that it will be actually fun to watch football at Darmstadt next season, because it's a traditional football club. They have big support. There is a great atmosphere at the stadium, and so on. So it won't feel very dwarfish, at least off the pitch. And I'm a bit more frustrated about having clubs like Hoffenheim and Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga, especially Wolfsburg, who are not providing much for the product, because they have almost endless means. In a way, they can make a lot of mistakes and so on, but nobody cares about them. So when you look the numbers of spectators they have, and how often they have empty seats, even at big games, it's a bit frustrating that they are staying in the Bundesliga and keeping a place there for such a long time. But that is one of the mistakes the Bundesliga made some years ago, when they allowed Volkswagen to be the owner of VfL Wolfsburg and run the club. And so they are not dwarfs, but they they add to the dwarfish atmosphere a lot. I think we will have a lot of fun with Heidenheim, and especially with Darmstadt. And But I agree with you. I mean, it would be fantastic to have Hamburg back in the Bundesliga, or St. Pauli, or Schalke, Hertha, Nuremberg, and so on. That would create a lot of excitement.